My friends around the world, I'm Tim Janakis, the founder of the love bombing cult from outer dementia. One of the co-founders, actually. Okay, also Bajat Foch is one of the co-founders, but I won't tell you who he is. You can go watch videos to find out. Okay, I'm gonna make another video about my conversation with the healing modality formerly known as access energy transformations, which I have to put in quotes now if I want to call them by their real name, which is access consciousness. And I'm just using a quote. You can use any quote in anything as long as it's a short quote. So I'm quoting. It's called access consciousness. That's part of the rules of academic notation. So I'm just quoting that's what they're called. Always going to put it in quotes because I didn't say it. It's what they say. Okay, but they were called access energy transformations. Okay, so I just want to read because I did find my original letter from 8 months ago or 7 months ago, and I'm going to read that for you guys just to let you guys know where things are going. Okay, so I found the first one 7 months ago. It was from the same person. I didn't realize that. Megan Hill, the director of social media for Access Consciousness. I put that all in quotes. She's the quote director of social media from Access Consciousness, so she can't say I'm using her trademark name because I'm just quoting it because she says it. Okay, so it says, and this is all in quotes, "Hey Tim, my name is Megan and I am contacting you on behalf of Access Consciousness. There are 5 videos that you have on your channel that are a trademark violation of Access Consciousness. Content that is not owned by you that you are displaying without permission on your channel. Will you please remove it as soon as possible? Anything relating to Access Consciousness needs to be removed. You are welcome to create a playlist of Access videos from the Access YouTube channel, but you cannot post content on your channel from Access that you do not have the right for. Thank you for your urgent attention to this matter. Please let me know if you have any questions and by when you can take this down. Megan Hill, director of social media for Access Consciousness." Quote, Access Consciousness. Okay, so I wrote, quote, Access Consciousness. "Thank you for your interesting point of view. Can you please let me know which 5 videos you believe are, quote, a trademark violation of Access Consciousness, end quote. I may choose to remove those 5 videos if that is in the benefit of the kingdom of we. Thank you." And then she didn't respond, so I responded again because I looked up what on the legal definition of an infringement of trademark. So it says trademark infringement. I wrote her back. Trademark infringement is the unauthorized use of a trademark or service mark on or in connection with goods and or services in the manner that is likely to cause confusion, deception, or mistakes about the source of the goods and or services. This is from Legal Dictionary, which I probably wrote in my previous lifetime because I was Sir Francis Bacon and I was one of the founders of the Rosicrucians. So I don't believe I am doing any one of these on any of my videos. I'm not claiming anywhere in any of my videos that I am Access Consciousness or that I am Gary Douglas ordained here. Am I? Although as an infinite being I am, but I'm not even claiming although as an infinite being I am, but I am not even claiming I'm an infinite being on any of the videos I think you are referring to, because the 5 that she was referring to, I'm not even talking on, so I'm not claiming anything. So the other people are access consciousness facilitators. So what they're claiming, what I'm claiming, is 2 different things. So I can't be, for posting people's videos of them speaking, they are certified facilitators. I can't be using the name Access Consciousness. I'm just quoting them or using what they're saying. Okay, so she never responded to those 7 months ago, and that's when I got this other email about the thing. Now the cool thing is I got filed against me for putting up, I was one of the first persons to put up videos of the old body code mind maps, and I got a letter through YouTube that I needed to take them down, and I did a dispute with YouTube, and I won the dispute. They said the Millennium something Act, Freedom of Information, I don't know what the hell it was. Anyway, I won the case because of that. So they couldn't claim. They were claiming because the body code mind maps are copywritten, and I'm showing them in my video that I am going against their copyright, which I said they are actually using Microsoft Windows in all their videos, and they're using Skype in some of them. So unless they have right to use Skype and to use, which are all copywritten software, and whatever software they're using on their videos is all copywritten, so they're using those to make their videos. So I made a claim against them for all their videos, and I said I would do the same thing for body code if they, for access consciousness if they tried to do a counterclaim to my counterclaim. Anyway, the good thing is YouTube is pretty fair. They say they don't get really involved, which is cool. So they can just keep yanking my wanky, and I don't really give a dang because I am an infinite being, and all the things they're using are all inventions and creations, and I don't let causal reality control my infiniteness and what I do and what I don't do, because it's all a choice. Okay, so I'm gonna find the email. Where is it? It's in my Gmail. Okay, mail. So what YouTube says, I want to also be, while I'm finding it, I want to talk about another post I made, which I said most of access consciousness is, like all religions, is a plagiarism of older religions. So most of the stuff that's in access, though the founders don't know because they channeled it from beings from another planet, which probably I'm from that planet too. And probably Shakyamuni is too, and Siddhartha Gautama. Anyway, the last teachings in the Lotus Sutra, which I made a video series of one of the most enlightening Gosha, which is part of the 2,000, no, how many, 3,000 or 4,000 pages? Yeah, it's 4,000, I think, pages of the writings of Nichiren Daishonin from the year the 1200s or 1300s in Japan, which I was actually living in that time, which I won't go into yet because I'm not ready to reveal that. In those, I pretty much talk about the 9 trannies and the being an infinite being, which I believe since I was a little kid, because I've been studying Buddhism since I was a little kid. So when I first heard access consciousness, I'm like, okay, this is just rehashing Buddhism, which is cool because Buddhism needs to be rehashed. Every few years it needs to be rehashed because it needs to be taken into a new perspective. And so I really appreciate everything I've received from access consciousness. So I'll keep sharing access consciousness on my videos. I'll keep sharing it on my radio show. Go to Major Tim to Ground Control, which is my bi-weekly radio show, actually twice a week sometimes. This week it is. Usually once a week while I'm doing my road trips on the weekend, because I'm doing an all Japan music tour. I'm playing at every station that I can get to, that the police don't kick me out of. But I come back to even ones they kick me out of a lot of times. Okay, so this do not, now I know where to find it, because last time it was under do not respond to, way down here by Megan, no reply. That's why I couldn't find it last night. Trademark complaint. So what this says is, hello, this is to notify you that we have received a trademark complaint regarding your content, the details of which appear at the end of this message. This is from YouTube. We strongly encourage parties to resolve their trademark disputes directly. So that's what I've done. I've directly responded to their messages, and they haven't responded back to me, which is what Megan did after my last 2 messages 7 months ago. She didn't respond. And then I've sent her 4 or 5 messages. She hasn't responded, only to the first one. In order to give you an opportunity to respond to the complaint, we will not take action on the complaint for 48 hours. If you are unable to resolve, I thought it was 48 days. Oh, it's only 48 hours. If you are unable to resolve this issue with the complainant, that's the person who made the complaint. Complainant. Okay, I made all these weird words back in the 1600s when I was Sir Francis Bacon. The complaint will be reviewed by the YouTube team and may be removed pursuant of our trademark guidelines. And I went to their trademark guidelines. It doesn't really talk about this stuff. For more information on editing the title, description, or tags of your video, please visit the YouTube Help Center. So what I did on just that one video, because they only put one video, which is the video of from the World Puja Network of Rika Zimmerman interviewing the founder of Access Consciousness, that's in quotes, the formerly known as Access Energy Transformations, Gary Douglas, otherwise known as Dougwarts, which is what he said. I'm not saying that. It's a quote there. Okay, so the one video that they put here, I put trademark. That's all I'm going to do. The other ones, the 66, she says you have over 66. Now I have over 69 because I just made 3 more since then. And I'm going to make a lot more, so stay tuned. Because no one stops an infinite being who knows the 9 trannies since they were born in their last life. And they're walking and they were walking and walk out in their last life. Okay, so that's all I got to say. Today I made a video in my official pink robe because that's part of the love bombing cult of outer dementia. You have to wear these pink robes. It's my rule. Okay, so I want to say one other thing because I really appreciate Access Consciousness and I'm going to keep promoting it on my radio show and on my YouTube channel. They don't realize that I'm on their same team. They think you have to pay for something in order to get the full value out of it. You don't. I did pay for 2 books. I bought the relationship book on Kindle from Gary Douglas. I think it's called Divorceless Relationships. That's what it's called. And then I bought the book by the co-creator, co-founder, not really co-founder because he started way after Access Consciousness was in like 10 years in process, but it was called Access Energy Transformation. So I guess once they changed it to Access Consciousness, he was there, so that's why he's called the co-founder. But anyways, co-conspirator, co-creator. I love both of them. Dane here, Gary Douglas. I'm actually working on their behalf making this video and all the other videos I make because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to reform their interesting points of view. Okay, so I've paid for 2 books, probably $8-9 each. The one I bought for Gary from Dane was called Being You, Changing the World. I'm gonna buy more books. That's cool. I buy him books. That's how I learned all Buddhism. I never had to meet the founder. I never had to go to a meeting. I did go to many meetings in Buddhism, but now I'm in Japan. I don't have to go to meetings because they all speak Japanese. I can't understand a word they say, and they don't chant Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, which is the basics of the practice. So they don't do that at the meetings in Japan, so it's like a waste of my time going there. But I do want to come back to the U.S. because my Kozen River friends in the U.S., they are amazing, and I would like to do some more amazing meetings with them because they speak English. I can understand them, and they chant and do gongyo at meetings, which is what I will only do when I go to meetings in Japan, but they don't do it, so I don't go. I told them if they're going to do gongyo and chant, I'll be there. If they're not going to do it, I'm not coming. And so far, they haven't invited me to a meeting that they'll do gongyo and chant at. Okay, so what was I going to say? Oh, so this interesting point of view that Gary Douglas has, which I don't share, is that only people that will pay an arm and a leg will be able to receive Access Consciousness. No, I've not paid an arm and a leg. I've paid $40. I forgot about that. I paid $40 for a bars video, which I did on many of my friends and they did on me. And then I learned I can do the bars long distance on my clients, and I've been doing the bars without touching any heads because I'm an infinite being. I can do anything I want. So I haven't done the physical bars. I've done it on my daughter and my wife once or twice. Once on my daughter and twice on my wife. I don't know if they've noticed a change because my wife doesn't ever let me know she notices a change from any healing I do from her because she's not willing to receive from me. But anyway, that's a whole different story. So that's why I'm not wearing my ring anymore. I sent it to her in Hawaii. I saw she finally sent me a picture of her with my daughter in Hawaii because they're there for 2 months and she didn't have her ring on. I said, why don't you have your ring on? She said, I left it in Japan because it doesn't fit. I said, why don't you put it on a necklace or something? She said, oh, I don't want it to get stolen on the bus. So her finger got fat since we got married. My finger didn't change. I've been wearing it for 5.5 years. And I sent it to her in this beautiful little pink letter from the love bombing cult from outer dementia to my daughter. And in the letter to my loving daughter, Adin Kobayashi, I wrote, please tell Mom to wear this ring. If she doesn't wear it for the next month that she's in Hawaii on her finger and proudly show that she's married to your father, then tell her I don't need it back and I will never wear it again. and I'll find someone else to wear my ring who will wear it every day, proudly. Okay, so anyway, that's called love bombing. Sometimes you gotta love bomb your own family. Uh, so what I'm getting at here is that I did pay $40 to access consciousness. I did buy 2 books, so I've probably spent a total of about $55 in my since probably 2011 that I've been studying access consciousness. But I haven't needed or desired to gift them any more money since then. But I have received a lot of information from them. I've watched millions of calls from Rika Zimmerman, which I consider my mentor in access consciousness. I say on my radio show. I say I'm either what do I say? I'm either a postgraduate, mega cum laude wielding, Bodhisattva Fulbright scholarship carrying, graduate alumnus of the real or imagined Rika Zimmerman School of decertified or decertified or excommunicated access consciousness facilitators, and or the Russell Brand School of stand down comedy. So either one, I don't know which one. So that's the good thing is you always put either or. I'm either one of these so that they can't sue you because I might be. Who knows? Okay. And I also say a lot of stuff like that. I'm either this or that. I'm either Sir Francis Bacon or I'm either the dead girl that died at the Timothy Leary camps a year before I did the walk-in, or 2 years before I did the walk-in, 2 or 3 years before I did the walk-in, which my mom thinks I am. Or I'm either, I'm going to say it now, Nichimoku Shonen, because if you've listened long enough on this, you'll know that I am who I am, and that's all that I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. That's why I'm wearing this robe now. I be that I be, that's all that I be. I'm also, so my body says. I don't, these are all stories, they might be just cellular memory in my body. I am Plato, which I was always pissed off reading this book. That's why it's totally destroyed, because I would throw it at the wall when I was in college, my college days. I didn't want to pay parking fees, so I would park up the hill in the neighborhood, and I got so many parking violations that I finally, after 10 years or 5 years, I spent like thousands of dollars more than I would have spent on paying parking, because I just didn't, I grew up in Orange County. There's no place that you really had to pay to parking, at least when I grew up. They started at Huntington Beach where I grew up, they started putting parking meters everywhere, like in some downtown place. But when I grew up in Orange County, you could park on the beach free, just freaking pull up on the side of the road. You can park anywhere for free. So that's what I grew up with. Parking, well, they should pay you to stop your car. That's what my interesting point of view was at that time. But now I pay parking fees at colleges if I go to colleges, because I went to 7 different junior colleges in the U.S. before I went to Stokely University of America, graduate with honors, before I went to Rika Zimmerman's Real or Imagined School of Decertified and Excommunicated Access Consciousness. So this is what my body thinks I was, Plato. It wasn't, these shouldn't be called the dialogues of Plato. They should be called the great dialogues of Socrates, because he was my mentor. And I'm not going to tell you who Gary was in that lifetime and who Dane was, so they can tell me that, because I told them in the last email that if they're willing to remember who they were, they'll be willing to remember who I am, and they'll be willing to realize that I'm on their team. So I listened to thousands of classes. I listened to Foundation Level 1 and Barr's class from Seattle that she did right before she left Access Consciousness, and I think it's 2002. It was, at the time, she said it was the largest Barr's class ever to happen in all of Access Consciousness history. It was like, I don't know, hundreds of people. But anyway, it sounded like, if you listen to it, it sounds like a freaking big stadium or something. Anyway, that's why she probably left Access, because it was just, there was too many interesting point of views of the founders that just held her back from being the infinite being she truly be, is what they're trying to do for me. Okay, so I listened to all those. I listened to business classes from her. I listened to like 100 different episodes of the World Puja Network when she was on the World Puja Network. I had friends who were part of her website, which was called The Playground, Rika's Playground, and so they downloaded all this shit to me, sent it to me. I listened to it all for free. Since then, I've traded that with all kinds of people that have come on my show and have not come on my show, that are Access Consciousness facilitators or not Access Consciousness facilitators, and want to be Access Consciousness facilitators and don't want to be Access Consciousness facilitators, like Access but don't want to go because they think it's a cult, all those other things. I've never been to a class, so I don't know. They've traded many classes with me, from Gary Douglas, from a few other people like Laser Heart, and what's her name? the one who I had come on my radio program, and she's the one the reason why I started putting YouTube videos up on my YouTube page from Rika Zimmerman, because the lovely lady who came on my radio show, which I very much respect, but I just don't respect her points of view, her limitations. When I asked her if she wanted to trade some classes with me, because I have tons and tons and tons of classes from Rika Zimmerman, she says Rika Zimmerman was a very bad facilitator. Should I say her name? Yeah, because I'm going to put up Rika Zimmerman's talk about these people that the founder of, and Gary and Dane, and also this person. I'll just wait to say her name. She's one of the 8 or 9 access facilitators that came on radio show that you can go watch the video of. So anyway, I asked her if I could trade her. She was basically using the distractor implant of jealousy to not receive fully what I was willing to gift to her, because she was totally jealous, like all the other people in Access were jealous of Rika Zimmerman, because I think she was still the most amazing Access Consciousness facilitator there ever was, even beyond Gary Douglas and Dane here. That's why she left Access Consciousness, because there was a lot of problems in the boys club, because people were starting to come more to their classes than the founders, which just doesn't work out for the founders, because it's all about money for the founders. And she was giving away too many processes on her free radio show, which was causing a problem. And then she decided to publish a book, which I didn't really support the idea of publishing a book with the co-founder and founder's name on it, which they didn't write any part of it, just putting them as co-writers, because she received all the information from them, of course, but she wrote the book. I understand why she did that, probably because they wouldn't let her publish it without putting their name on it, which is fine. But she decided to publish it for $300 or $400, I think it was, or $250. So I never bought that book. But now it's like $500 or $600 online, and no one's hardly ever bought it. So if they would have just published like a regular book for $25, I would have bought it, and thousands of people would have bought it. It would have been top selling on Amazon if she would have stayed in Access Consciousness. She would have sold it, but she didn't. So anyway, that was her interesting point of view. I didn't agree with that. It's just like I don't agree with paying thousands of dollars to go to classes. So what I've done is I've traded. I've received the 9 trannies call from, I think it was somewhere in Europe. I received level 2, level 3 with Gary and Dane in India. I received, how many other calls from them? Oh, one of my favorite ones is Dane's class called Healer's Handbook. Great class. I'm not going to put up those videos. I'm going to only put up all of Rika Zimmerman's, which is thousands. It's going to be endless, because I don't like that the current Access Consciousness facilitators are still using the distractor implants of jealousy to still not receive from her. So I'm willing to gift what she's done to transform Access Consciousness, because I think she was the greatest gift to Access Consciousness. She was in Access Consciousness for about 8 years. She became a facilitator for the last 3 or 4 years. She was absolutely amazing, and she left. I think she's still amazing, and the things she's doing still now are amazing. It's a little different than Access, but it is really good. I had to actually take some herbal supplements to actually fully understand all the shit she's talking about nowadays, because it's like fucking so out there. But anyway, Gary Douglas, Dane, and Rika Zimmerman all have this interesting point of view against the natural herbal substances of planet Earth, which I don't have. So I'm not limited by their limited thinking, nor am I limited by their limited thinking that people have to pay to receive Access Consciousness. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to shut me down from YouTube, because they're willing to realize that people are willing to receive access without paying. That's why they're not wanting to have my video up. So I'm just proving their interesting point of view wrong. I always raise my hand when I'm doing the right thing, because I'm just giving a salute out to all my peeps, all the aliens from other planets. I should do this nanu nanu. Okay, that's my new salute, sign off, nanu nanu. Okay, love you all, peace out, have fun, watch my millions of videos, because not only my Access videos, but my radio show will blow your fucking mind. It's called Major Tim to Ground Control. It was called, and it's all free. You don't have to go through the fucking hoops and hoops and hoops of links that you have to do with Access. You fucking sign up and get your fucking email, and then get your fucking, and that. You just fucking go on the damn page. It's blogtalkradio.com/Major Tim to Ground Control. You can pay a penny, or you can no pay a penny. You can donate to me if you want to donate to me. You can not donate it to me if you want. I don't give a fuck, because I'm an infinite being. I fucking bring money into my world, man. I just fucking stick a fucking sword up into the universe, and fucking rains down mandala blossoms, silver, gold, fucking whatever else the universe is willing to give to me. But I do agree that the universe doesn't give you money, that people give you money. But I've, for the, how many years? 2011, I think it was 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What year is it? I think it's 16. For the 6 years that I've done Access Consciousness classes by listening to them, not going to them, and only spent like 60 something dollars on 2 books and 1 video, I have received so much from Access Consciousness. My income has gone up and up and up and up. But my income was going up and up and up since I was a baby, because that's how my trajectory has always been going, because I'm a fucking amazing infinite being, and I'm willing to be, know, perceive, and receive, and claim, own, and acknowledge my infiniteness as a Buddha from time without beginning. So that's what an infinite being in Buddhism is called, a Buddha from time without beginning. The 9 trannies in Buddhism is called the supernatural powers that have thus come one, which all beings, which if you read or you watch my video of the most revolutionary writings of Nichiren and Daishonin, I think I did 9 or 10 videos on this reading, you will see that the 9 trannies are in there, and that they are available to you if you just go Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And if you want to get really deep into it, you can go into like this thing, but this is a little bit longer for you guys, so I'm just gonna give you, this is the excerpts from the Lotus Sutra. This is a little more complicated, but you can just be the infinite being that you truly be, and be the supernatural powers that thus come one, that are, as Nichiren Daishonin says in this book, are the eternally endowed state of all sentient beings. So if you're a sentient being, which you're thinking and listening and perceiving and knowing and being, that means you're a sentient being, then you're an infinite being. So you have the supernatural powers that thus come one, otherwise known as the 9 trannies in Access Consciousness. Okay, so Access Consciousness is just a plagiarism of all other religions, which is what all religions do, which is fine. But then they would trademark it and say, this is mine. No, it's not theirs. It's just fucking universal consciousness. We all are part of it, because I'm universal consciousness. So you can't trademark this shit. Okay? So here goes. Myoho Renge Kyo Ben Pondai Ni Niji Sasanju Samayan Johnny Kigo Sharaji Jabochi Jinjim Murio Gochi Monangan on Yui Sai Shao Monica Tabazero Funachi Shao Isha Gabazero Singanaga Monica Mushi Shao Batringa Shao Murio Yum Yasho Dim Yasho Manjo Jinjim Mizo Zui Gaze out of the way Shunanga Sharachika Jujo Bati Raishu Juin and Shuju Hio going on Yamusho Ben in the Shujo Risho Isha Gano I hope and she got Adam Sky Gazazars and alright. Shigen go Rajin number Yamugera Muzo and Jogera some Majin Musa Jojo Isamizo Shars and Orana Shuja from Tika Show Ganjinu Neka Charge Yoga Jimriamu and Mizo Bush Jada Shard the Ishaga Busha Diet Scale and Gashia Yobati Opposite I couldn't show just to show Isho on Yose. Shonyose, Shonyose, Tanyose, Dignose, Sanyose, and Yose, and Yose, Kanyose, on Yose, on Makukyoto. I think I only did it twice. You can do it 3 times twice. I don't believe in all that stuff. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. You can say the 10 factors of life, because I am the 10 factors of life. I am the treasure tower, which I was looking at the treasure tower. That's what I was looking up, because it's above my computer, which is gonna give me bocce. No, I don't believe in any of that shit. Okay, I'm stuck in a little small closet living. I'm kind of reorganizing my house because my wife's gone for 2 months, and I'm putting my bed downstairs where it should be. And I'm making my Gohonzon room and my library study and my healing center where people could come over, which my wife doesn't really like. Although I had some clients come over before she had me move the bed upstairs, so I couldn't have clients come over. So anyway, I'm doing that soon. I'm taking control of my freaking house. Okay, that's all I have to say. Have fun. Be that you are an infinite being, that you are the 9 trannies, that you are the treasure tower, that you are the supernatural powers of the thus come one, that you are a Buddha from time without beginning. The reason why I don't say right and wrong, or the reason why I don't say time's a godzillion, is because godzillion to me is a creation and an invention. A Buddha is not. It's an enlightened being that you are if you choose to watch my videos. And don't turn them off, because you've already watched this far. I know you are an infinite being, because it's already been a half hour. Okay, peace out. Love and granola. Oh, nanu nanu. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. See you soon, big baboon. Don't get wise bubble eyes, so I'll knock you down to peanut size. Okay.